And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gem of the Crypto, episode 765. Today is Wednesday or Thursday, Bitcoin's Day?
Thursday. We lose track of the days. How you
Thursday, July 29th, 2021, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
At 10-ish, and today's top story is crypto population doubled to over 200 million users since January. Report says Erik Voorhees lashes disgusting behavior of Bitcoin maxis, not the community I come from. Israeli government seeks to track crypto holdings above 61K. Unique Bitcoin-backed home loan refinancing deal in California. And Ghana's vice president declares Africa should embrace digital currencies. But first and foremost, Bitcoin Zay, what's going on with these prices?
Oh, yeah. So let's take a look at our prices this morning. Bitcoin sitting at $39,800 and, just changed on us, $39,906, up 0.8%. Ethereum at $2,318, up 1.7%. Binance Coin at $314 is up 0.6% today. Cardano at 128, not much movement, up 0.07%. XRP at 70 cents, down 0.07% today. Dogecoin sitting at 20 cents is down 0.21%. Polkadot at 14.89 is up 3.7% today. And last but not least, Uniswap at 19.47 is up almost 4% today. So not much movement overnight. Not really any big news stories. It seems like the calm before the storm.
Exactly. And low key, shout out to the Warriors yesterday. I didn't even realize until we were logging off. I'm not saying it was an all-time high, but the chat box was lit yesterday. I think when I was logging off, I saw the chat box like 340 something people live in there. So shout out to the Warriors over there. You all are doing that thing. Make sure as you enter, you pay that like text. We're at 50% right now, but you know what happens if we drop. And please, people, I got a headache. I don't need it today. I don't need none of that singing.
If I gotta pull out the mic, it's over, baby.
All right. One of the top stories of the day, crypto population doubled to over 200 million users since January, report says. It took only 4 months for the crypto population to almost double from 106 million in February to 203 million in May, according to a new crypto.com report. What say you of this report?
Oh, yeah. So major digital asset company Crypto.com has come through with the stats to show us that the number of crypto users has doubled. They pointed out it took 9 months for the number of global crypto users to reach 100 million from 65 million when they first started tracking these levels. So over time, January 2021, we're at 106, all the way up to 221 now. And the study found a massive surge in crypto users this year, came alongside some notable growth in the popularity of altcoins. Of course, Dogecoin, Shiba token, Elon Musk criticism. A lot of things have been in the media. This has been a big media year for a media splash for companies. So not surprised more people are added to the market. I am interested to see how many are active in the market, because these stats they don't really show who's active. It's just who created an account. That's basically who they put. And, maybe somebody who just created an account, got like $50 worth of crypto in there and haven't looked at it since January. But that does show growth. That network effect is real. The more people join the network, the higher the value becomes. So I think this report shows we're well on our way, and I think it's going to probably triple or quadruple by the end of the year.
Yeah, and it's crazy. It also says this, the results show that Bitcoin and the second most valued cryptocurrency, Ether, have been losing their market shares in terms of composition of crypto owners, while the number of users holding other digital assets has been steadily growing. To me, this shows this is so bullish for Bitcoin people. And the reason why is because people aren't getting their piece of Bitcoin. They still don't get it. They think that, the world's going to be ran on Thorchain still, right? Whatever other chain or whatever other platform or crypto that they want to use. I was having a conversation with someone yesterday, and, I had to immediately start a conversation of distinguishing the difference between blockchain and Bitcoin blockchain. Because it was just like, all right, like that is like, we're talking about two different conversations. And we just say blockchain versus Bitcoin blockchain. And it's the same thing here when they say, hey, the number of crypto users has increased, or these wallets have increased, or we went up to 200 million now. Yeah, you would expect the price of Bitcoin to be higher, but people are not buying it. I'm not sure what that says as far as the overall market, but I will say that's a bullish sentiment for Bitcoin, because what's going to happen is that Bitcoin will continue to improve. It will continue to go up in price. and all these other tokens and stuff that people are investing in, as they get wiped out, we'll start to see those people finally throw the towel in and say, all right, let me get a piece of Bitcoin. And by that time, it'll be 100K Bitcoin, and what, 0.1 will be $10,000, which would be absolutely crazy.
Insane.
All right, Erik Voorhees is in the news. Erik Voorhees from Shapeshift, we talked about him recently. He lashes out against the disgusting behavior of Bitcoin maxis, saying this is not the community I come from. First, before Bitcoin Zay jumps into it, Erik Voorhees has been a great ambassador of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. He's been a great business owner, but also let's not play. When it comes to disgusting behavior, Erik Voorhees was one of the first people to really put premium prices on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, using it, or I would say using it on platforms. So I wonder what he's talking about here with this disgusting behavior, because to me, it was pretty disgusting back in 2016, 2017 to use platforms associated with Erik and having to pay a seriously high premium there, whereas anywhere else you would not have to. So what's going on with this article?
Oh, yeah. So Erik Voorhees got his panties in a bunch over the disgusting behavior of Bitcoin maxis. He basically has said that as a Bitcoin OG, he sees some merit in altcoins, and he spoke on a panel during the Bitcoin conference in Miami, which there were all of the toxic maximalism all in one spot in Miami. Actually, to tell you the truth, we do need this. We need all of it. We need toxic maximalism. We need people who go both ways. And honestly, with Erik, he sounds kind of like the old guy in the room. He's like, did I hear someone on that prior panel say, if you're against toxic maximalism, you're against Bitcoin, you're against freedom?
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. And, you know, to tell you the truth, I don't like the quote unquote toxic maximalist, so to say, talking online, because I can't see you in person. Because, you know, they just sort of say, if you mention any coin or anything other than Bitcoin, all of a sudden it's like, oh man, it's shit coins and not crypto Bitcoin. It's like, dude, we're educators. We do news, shut up. But I do understand his point for that. However, he's only 35 and he has to understand, you know, as a quote unquote Bitcoin OG, you're still young. I don't get how he thinks that younger people don't get all hyped up about certain things such as Bitcoin. It's hard to learn about Bitcoin and not get hyped up to the point where this toxic maximalism happens. And he even states here, they spun themselves up into thinking that trashing these people is a virtue and is helping Bitcoin. Frankly, I think it's just kind of disgusting, and I was embarrassed. Like I said, even if I don't agree with it, I'm not embarrassed. I don't know these people. Like, what are you talking about? What is this community supposedly that I already have friends, I already have family. So Erik, I would say he's right on, you know, on that end, but at the same time, it's like, Erik, these are the type of people that help build Bitcoin from the beginning. The real cypherpunks, the people who are adamant about Bitcoin. You need diehard fans, just like you need casual fans. So for Bitcoin, it all works. And again, it's Voorhees, who we know from Shapeshift. He charged out the ass for fees. He's made his money. He dropped the Fox token, made more money off of that. So it's cool, whatever. But I think we need it all. We need the toxic people. We need the untoxic people. We need the you know, whoever else that comes into the market. That's how you attract people and get the network effect. But I mean, I kind of see what he's saying. Some of them are like, people are asking questions about like Ethereum. They're like, get out of here, shitcoin.
I know, right?
It's actually kind of funny.
Shame. You know, and first, yeah, shout out to Erik Voorhees. To be honest, good gracious, I didn't realize he was 35. I thought he was older than that. So first and foremost, shout out to him for being super early and doing his thing in this space. I mean, he definitely has done his thing. But yeah, he was out for money as well in the beginning. But one of the reasons why I think he's saying this, if you remember, when he mentioned these comments, we didn't know Fox token was dropping the way it was dropping. We know all this stuff was happening. So I would also say he almost tried to preface what he was doing with his business, right? He's like, hold on, guys, I got this altcoin coming out. So I need you all to be on the altcoin side too. We don't need to just be Bitcoin maximalists. So I think that's some of the reason why he made these comments as well, is because he knew this will also affect his business interests. Because I think if we were to go back years ago, he wouldn't have an issue with this, and he hadn't had an issue with it previously. But again, I understand where he's coming from, not only because of his Fox token, but because of the entire platform. Shapeshift was always about those cross-atomic swaps, swapping in and out of Bitcoin into different cryptocurrencies. So he's always been one to be openly accepted of different cryptocurrencies for whatever reason. But I also agree with you, Bitcoin's like, let's not forget how we all got here. It was off the back of the cyberpunks, and it was off the back of Bitcoin maxis. Like, we got here because of Bitcoin maxis. And yeah, even when we started, when we were giving out Bitcoin every day, right? Like we used to give out Bitcoin every day for like what, 2 or 3 years straight or something crazy like that. So Bitcoin is the godfather that brought everyone into the room. So they, they do have a voice, but like Bitcoin, as they said too, like you can invest in whatever project you want. And yeah, if somebody's trying to basically bully you or punk you or shame you into buying Bitcoin, then that's a totally different conversation as well. And that is counterintuitive to bringing mass adoption. I think you don't want to make people feel bad and feel stupid for not having Bitcoin, even though it kind of is a stupid move not to have Bitcoin and have all these other altcoins. So let them learn the hard way. Don't be mad. More Bitcoin for us. Like that used to be the thing. I think we need to get back to it where you're not even getting mad. You're just like, hey, more Bitcoin for us.
Yeah. And I mean, look, I don't really understand how grown adults can be such cornballs and want to be a part of the group. I don't get that really. How everybody's like, yeah, we're together. We're all plebs. We're all in this together. It's like, yeah, that's why I don't join groups, because then you have people like this come out. It's like, well, it's not exactly how it was when it first started. And then, the community change. That always happens. A group starts with one mission and then it sort of changes over the years. And then the original people are like, this is not why we started it. So that's one of the things I think Erik is concerned with, but that's why I don't join groups, man. I'm in this by myself and I work with people in there. Yeah. So
last time I checked, you're not out here sharing your private keys, right?
Yeah, not at all.
No matter what coin you have.
No matter what coin you have.
Bitcoin, Ethereum, or side chain coin, A, B, X, Y, Z. Nobody's sharing their private keys anyway. Yeah. I think owning Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in the future is going to be a lot like voting. It's like none of your business. Like none of your business. You need me to pay for something right now? Well, say that. Send me an invoice. If not, don't worry about it. Don't ask about it. You don't need to know about my portfolio. Why do you need to know? It's funny whenever people try like break into the conversation now. They're just like, yeah, how's your day? Yeah, it's sunny out. Yeah. So what projects you invest? I'm like, oh, here we go. Like, bro, you kind of, I feel like you asking me about who I voted for this year. It's so icky right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I get the questions because people are inquiring, but again, it's just like, do your own research, and then unless you want to pay this hourly fee, you might want to do your own research, buddy.
Logic Spirit, thank you for the tip. Bitcoin maxis are hilarious. The contradictions are legendary at this point. There are some contradictions in the community for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I like the maxis, like Max Kaiser or something. I mean, we need the crazies just as much as we need the people who want to, make it for regulators, whatever. We need everybody.
There it is. What's going on, Kadeem? Yes, that YouTube notification did come ASAP today. I saw it as well. Crypto and Culture. What's going on, Kenzie? Crypto Vixen, Shannon Allen, Jiu-Jitsu, Crypto E, L, Cryptomatic. I like that name. Kadeem, or I said it, Rakwanji, Mr. Gamble, the Prince, 99 says, shout out to Bootsy Badass. Hilarious. Junior Molly, Banger Committee, Ryan Jeffrey, Sergeant Matt Gregson Wong. Aloha from Hawaii. Loves from Hawaii. Chemo and Crypto, Jathati, Paris, P-Man Van, Tim Cottrell, Leon Jackson, Todd, 64 ECG. Good morning to everyone in the chat. And we missed you, of course. Good morning. Appreciate that. JoJo Wave said light tax paid. Lisa Lee, what's going on? There it is. There we go.
That light tax getting paid real quick. We have don't nobody want to hear that the fine stylings of Isaiah Jackson. Nobody want to hear that.
Nappy Wade said when people say have fun staying poor, LOL, I get a kick out of it. I'm still learning, but let people pay tuition or get the master class. There we go. For sure. Thanks for that plug. And Nappy Ways, thanks as well. Nappy Ways left some comments on the videos yesterday. Nappy Ways is one of our in-house warriors who's been here, who knows how to do their own research. So yeah, there you go, Nappy Ways. Shout out. We ain't mad. That's what we said. We said go to the videos. When we do these sponsor ads and stuff, people go to the video and make your comment and let the Warriors know what's up. And Nappy did it. So I'm not even mad at him. We appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Israel government seeks to track crypto holdings above 61K. That is right. Low-key people, I know it's a little clickbaitish title. We had to, you know how it go. But this is still kind of the real deal, Holyfield, and that's because it sets precedents. Framed as the war against black capital. I'm not sure why it's black capital.
Hold up. Hey, y'all be a racist?
Framed as a war against black capital. Again, I have no clue why it's black capital. Israel's Ministry of Finance. You know what? Hey, Todd, we still gonna come holler at you, Todd. I haven't forgot about you. I actually got you on to-do list today. And it's funny that this story popped up, but this is our point too. Why they talking about black capital over here?
Hey, They call it black capital because the black man's capital has always been a war against it, my brother. Why don't you?
It's the reason why the white pool ball hits the 8 ball into the hole to win the game. Israel's Ministry of Finance estimates the new legislation can bring in $9.2 million in additional state revenues through tax. That is right. The Israeli government is ratcheting up its efforts to deter tax evasion and close loopholes for would-be money launderers as part of a war against black capital. Among the measures outlined in the new draft bill published by the Ministry of Finance this week, a new statutory requirement is being proposed to place cryptocurrency users under increased scrutiny. Now, well, let me get into law. The proposed law will make it mandatory for cryptocurrency users who have either purchased 200,000 Israeli shekels or $61,000 worth of cryptocurrency or whose crypto holdings are currently worth the same amount and above to file a report with the Israeli tax authorities. To me, I mean, this is pretty messed up. I mean, you are literally just segmenting a part of the population saying, hey, y'all got more crypto than everybody else. You need to fill out this paperwork.
Yeah.
This is a slippery slope, especially when you know the partnerships the United States and Israel has, because if they're going to do it and it works for them and they like it, I can see it coming to the United States right after them as well, with the U.S. having something, I would say similar, but knowing the U.S., it wouldn't be 61,000. They'll probably drop that bad boy down to 11,000 to 9,000 to 11,000. Wouldn't surprise me if the United States said, hey, if you purchase this much or if you have this much, I think we actually already had talks of numbers as low as like $800 worth or something.
Mhm.
So I can see this setting precedent for Israel, for the United States, and of course, if the United States adopts it, you already know half the planet's governments will literally adopt it overnight if the U.S. does, because they all follow us around anyway. So those are my thoughts. I don't know. I'm not a fan of this, of course. Why are you trying to report on cryptocurrency? Why are you trying to go hard at cryptocurrency? Why are you trying to go hard at Bitcoin and everything else when you're not trying to go hard to save it? When you're not trying to go hard to pump it? When you're not trying to go hard to make sure this ecosystem actually works? They're just coming in at the finish line saying, all right, hey, time to pay your like tax and money.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's unfortunate that, again, the tax part of this industry is so outdated. They have to come up with new ways to take your money when crypto was a collectible. It was a beanie baby. It was bullshit years ago, and then now they're trying to take it from you. And that limit is very low. I mean, people may think, 61,000 is a lot for some people, but for the big players, that's nothing. 60,000. I got to report, that much. And if approved, it would raise state revenues by an estimated $9.2 million. That's it. $9.2 million increase. That's y'all going hard on people for an extra $9 million. Get out of here, man. And then in there, a little nugget I think people may have missed when they said even if you held Bitcoin or cryptocurrency for someone under the age of 18, you have to report it. So you mean to tell me I have my 9-month-old daughter, so to say, she has one Bitcoin and I have to report it to you guys for taxes? No, she's 9 months. She don't have to pay taxes. It's hers. So that's going to be kind of weird. And then people who have Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, what if they just say, this is my son's, this is my 12-year-old son's cryptocurrency, and then transfer it off somewhere else? It's a slippery slope what they're doing. But you're right. I think if Israel gets this going, if the U.S. adopts it, other countries will take note, because they're coming for their money and they think, quote unquote, regular people are money laundering when we know the real money laundering is going on at the top. JP Morgan, where's that $1 billion in coke? We all know the real money laundering is going on with big money. Stop worrying about people with $60,000, man. Come on, man. More oversight, too much government interference.
Rodney Fury said black capital with the laughing face, saying, we such a threat for no reason. We wouldn't treat them how they treat us if we were in control. That's the crazy thing about it, too. That's what people, that's like the whole United States not wanting to teach racism. It's like, oh, we don't know what that can do. And it's like, nothing. We ain't done nothing yet. It ain't going to do nothing. Don't worry about it. It's going to let your kids know what you did. That's it. Oh, that's pretty funny, though. Kadeem said, preach from don't be a menace. You already know it. What else do we have in here? Chemo and Crypto say, I lost all that crypto I bought in that unfortunate boating accident. Listen, I got a couple lost hard drives and stuff where that's what I always say is like, technically I don't own any crypto. So
yeah. And that's another thing I want to ask is there a precedent set that if you don't actually own the private keys, technically you don't own crypto, so you shouldn't have to pay taxes on it? Because if it's still on an exchange, if the exchange goes down, I don't have any protection, but I still have to report it on the exchange.
You get see, that's been my
That's what I'm
beef with
saying.
all
Like,
this stuff.
what are y'all talking about? These rules are so archaic, shouldn't even exist.
Well, not only that, hey, let's keep it all the way real. People, we've mentioned it before. I think you actually wrote about the hack in your book a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So no story here. We've paid our tuition before. We've been hacked for a lot of money, or a lot of money relatively for some people, for many people. I had to file an FBI report, filed an FBI report, filed a police report, had to do all that. It was a good sum of money we got hacked for, people. Never heard anything from anyone. We got hit with a ransomware attack, just like the rest of the world got hit with a ransomware attack. For anybody's business who was doing real business, got clipped up in that madness, had to fill out the FBI reports, never heard anything. So that is like, I'm still standing on that. The day they come to me, hey, where's this, that? Where's this tax, or where's that? Hell no. Y'all never got back to me about the hack. You think I'm gonna pay you a tax or what?
Yeah, take it out the $250,000 or whatever amount it is now. I don't know how much that Bitcoin
exactly. It's probably
take it out of that. Yeah, go take it out of that, because
Y'all go get old boy back. Look, I was hot on his trail too. Last time I saw him, he was in the Philippines. You get that money back, then we can start talking about taxes and governments.
Send me Bill's address, and then we'll discuss it.
There you go. Ronnie Fury said, I lost all my crypto to BitConnect. Hilarious. Yeah, so it's kind of crazy seeing this. Jermaine Turnage said, do you think that scarcity with Bitcoin leads to an eventual lack of liquidity? Will seem to be accumulating like crazy. I would say no.
Supply shock, but not loss of liquidity, but a supply shock. Yeah, that doesn't mean loss of liquidity. That means it's a bunch of liquidity going into Bitcoin that will raise the price pretty much instantly. And then anybody who wants to buy in, they'll just be sitting there watching it rise, more FOMO. And then more people are like, I got to get in somehow. That's how you raise the price very, very quickly.
Yeah. Not only that, I think that there will always be that demand, which is why there's a fiat price attached to it. So I think there will always be some liquidity as long as Bitcoin continues to do what it does as far as the technology. As long as the technology works, there will always be liquidity, because someone will always say, you know what, whatever. I'll give you this 0.05 Bitcoin and buy up 2 more mansions overseas. Like, there will always be that person to say, whatever, I'll give you, you know what, I'll break some of this down and take home $200,000 and buy me a new car for my kid this afternoon. Like, I think there will always be those people in the market as of now, especially the people who are like entrenched in the market and have like, 20 Bitcoin, 10 Bitcoin, 30 Bitcoin, all those numbers plus. When the price rises and really rises and they still hold on to it, and the price is over 200,000 per Bitcoin, they got 30 of them things, then yeah, they'll be like, yeah, whatever. I'll let a couple go for X, Y, and Z if I need it. So I don't think it will affect liquidity long-term, no.
Yeah, no.
All right, let's see. Unique Bitcoin-backed home loan refinancing deal in California. What is going on out here in California, Bitcoin, Zay?
Oh, man. So California is tripping right now with some of the COVID laws, but it seems as though, as far as Bitcoin, still chugging along. So Southern California's largest independent escrow company, Glen Oaks Escrow, has announced its first property refinancing with a Bitcoin-backed loan. All right. So they stated this is the first time a refinancing has been completed using Bitcoin as collateral. And they started accepting payments actually in 2018. They look familiar. I feel like we covered them back in 2018, like back in the day.
If they did this in 2018, we definitely covered them
because Glen Oaks Escrow sounds very familiar when I read it. But they view the transaction as proof that Bitcoin's value proposition is becoming clearer to debtors and creditors. The company chief operating officer, Joe Curtis, commented, seeing a lender use cryptocurrency for a refinance shows us that this payment method is continuing to grow and how it's used and who it's used by. Look here, people, like we said before, people that hold Bitcoin will have the world in their palms in the next 10, 20 years for things like this. Bitcoin-backed loans to buy houses. Imagine right now, you got 0.1 Bitcoin, which costs you at this point $4,000, right? 0.1 Bitcoin, we go crazy, it goes to $1 million in the next 5 years, right? That 0.1 is now worth 100K. You can use that as a loan for a house for something that you bought for $4,000 a few years ago. You can't beat that, people. And I think a lot of people will use Bitcoin as collateral to get homes or to get properties, because if you pay off the property, you get your Bitcoin back. It's sort of like time like on your Bitcoin over whatever period, and then you get it back, which most likely Bitcoin is going to be worth more at that time period. So you win on both sides. As creditors and debtors, they're lazy, people. I used to work for a real estate law firm. These people are so lazy, they don't want to switch their process, but they got to understand their time is over. Smart contracts, the ability to have Bitcoin-backed loans. Most of these people's jobs are not needed, and selling homes using collateralized loans is great for the market.
Yeah, to piggyback on that first, collateralized loans. I think, could you imagine putting up, let's say you don't even need to go through a bank or wherever to get a loan. Well, let's say you have enough money for a small size or medium size house. I know this is relative. For different people, they might say, oh, that's a lot of money. For some, not. In California, let's say 500,000. You're living in a trap house somewhere, okay?
Yeah,
$500,000 in the hood. So
yeah, you know.
so I'll use $500,000 to say that also for other states. Let's say, because $500,000 in North Carolina and Charlotte gonna get you the peninsula. You're gonna get a match type of deal.
Yep.
So let's say $300,000 to $500,000 worth of Bitcoin that you own, which people do own that amount of money. And they decide to put that up as a collateralized loan and leave it there and take the money out and use that to buy the house, or at least put the down payment on it on a 30-year plan. And literally, as long as the protocol, whatever you have, your collateralized Bitcoin doesn't fail, as long as that protocol stays up and working, you can literally keep your Bitcoin there the whole 30 years while you use that cash to do whatever you need, whether it's paying off your house or paying the mortgage or whatever. And then whether it's the full 30 years or 5 years later, which would be more realistic, 3 to 5 years later, you can go back to grab that Bitcoin and it's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars or however much it's worth then. That is absolutely crazy. That's essentially getting a free house. Like, you will literally get a free house and it will be paid for by the interest, because when you do return that money, let's say you did take out that 500,000, you return it, but your Bitcoin stash is sitting on a platform now worth 1.52 mil. You literally just got a free house and all of your Bitcoin back. That is like mind blowing to me.
Oh yeah, yeah. And people don't see it now because this does take time. Like you won't see the effects of it for like 5 years.
3 to 5 years at least.
Yeah. So it's not an instant thing, but we're telling people that if you can remember 5 years ago, you can think 5 years from now. So go ahead and get prepared now. Go ahead and start having plans in place, because not only if you can't do it, maybe your kids, maybe you have a sibling, maybe you have a nephew or niece. Like as they get older, they can use that. So yeah, this is just getting started. Shout out to this to Glen Oaks Escrow.
Yeah, shout out to them as well. A couple of comments. Let's see. Nappy Way said, by the way, I have to say this just in case. Don't fall for them YouTube comment scams. Yes. Yeah. Somebody asked us on Twitter yesterday, like, is this you guys? Like, no, there has never been a day, and since we started this live stream in 2017, where we have reached out to any of our warriors, period. About it. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes we'll say, hey, I just emailed Leroy the other day about some articles and stuff. That's different. But people, we have never reached out to one of y'all like, hey, what's going on today? How are you? Whenever we reach out and ask you, we don't care about your day. We busy.
Your day? I got shit to do. Well, that's what the thing.
So yes, if you get Gentleman of Crypto in the comment section or Twitter or Isaiah, his thing gets copied every other day. I mean, I think it's some, man, look, it might be a little brother. We need to check your family. I don't know. Yeah, but seriously, it's like somebody that's near Isaiah that's just literally copy. And by the way, all this copy and fake profiles, let me first and foremost say, like, super weird behavior, weird behavior.
A lot of bots.
I'm glad I wasn't born in these days, because like, who does that? Who raised y'all? But we're not emailing you or we're not sending y'all private messages on no server out of night. We might respond to one of you all, but we're definitely not sending you private messages. So
I'm not initiating conversations.
I'm way too busy all day to just start picking up conversations with you. All right.
My friend, what you doing today?
You might see me in the comment section or some tweets to respond. Of course, I try to respond to everything. But again, folks, we would never ask you for money through any of these tweets or comment sections. And we will always refer you to our website itself. So if it's anybody else trying to send you anywhere else or some WhatsApp or Telegram, that is not us. It will never be us. That is not how we operate. Point blank, period. So just make sure you're leery of that. Let's see. Lawrence Sanders says, this is a clear case that the government wants to get their beak wet. I still believe that Bitcoin will always have a way to stay anti-government oversight. So I'm assuming they say we'll always need to kind of stay anti-government. I'm with you on that. And that's the thing I keep seeing more and more of. Like, even when we have people on the show, you start to see it. They're like, well, some government, they keep some government. And it's like, I just don't argue to be nice, people. You know my stance already. You don't need government regulations for Bitcoin. We haven't needed it. It's been working.
Yeah.
Now, only reason people keep saying we do need them is because they don't want to fight back. I get it. Some people don't like to fight. It's too hard for them. But I wake up and I enjoy the grind, people. I'm okay with that. I will always be a fighter. So no, I am still anti-government. I don't think we need it for crypto. But yes, for all intents and purposes, we have people on the live stream, or the day we sit with Congress and stuff, I will play fair. I'll find the middle ground. That doesn't mean I truly believe we need that middle ground. I don't think we need that middle ground, period. But just so people won't lose their mind, I kind of agree with it, and I go in the middle of the road. And then let's see, Nappy Ways also said, I gave my crypto away. Them YouTube comments are convincing. Thank you, Dr. Johnson. I gave them my Bitcoin and waiting for him to double it. Hilarious, but true.
Hold on. 178 likes, 250 people watching. That is terrible. You know what time it is? Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. When Jesus walked. Get the likes up, people. When Jesus walked. When my Jesus walked. Get the likes up before I have to hit the high note. When
all right. Get the likes up. Larry Mouse.
Jesus,
Larry Mouse, thank you for that. My video, he said my video is jumpy. Yeah, it's because I'll be clicking and tapping away on this keyboard. My bad. I'm just trying to make sure you all have a headache before you start your day. I'll make sure I stop clicking around so much. All right, looks like we got those likes up, Bitcoin Zay. 254 people watching, 196 likes. Oh, 201 likes. There we go. All right, last but certainly not least, we have Ghana in the news. That is right. Ghana vice president declares Africa should embrace digital currencies. That's what I'm talking about. Digital currencies are primed to reinvent trade between African countries. That's what I like to see. What's going on here with Ghana's vice president?
Oh, yeah. Ghana's vice president, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, believes that African governments need to embrace digital currencies to facilitate trade throughout the continent. He actually stated in his argument during the 5th Ghana International Trade and Finance Conference that facilitating, oh man, good gracious, this name is ridiculous. Facilitating trade and trade finance and AfCFTA, the role of the financial services sector. He argued that between African countries, the demand a single central payment system, currently moving goods is costly and time consuming. And I tend to agree with them there. Anybody I know that does business in Africa, they are looking towards Bitcoin because the fact that you can send it almost instantly for way lower fees than you would, most people are starting to look into it. And he's smart enough to realize when COVID-19 hit and forced many economies into partial and total lockdowns, it reinforced the need to pursue digitization. If you have been outside at all over the last 6 months, you see we're leaving cash payment, going digital. Sorry.
Damn, boy, that Delta variant hit you, huh?
I got
hey, mute that mic, man. I'd rather have you sing right now.
I had stuck in my throat, but trying to talk through it. But yeah, when COVID-19 hit, it forced digitization. Everybody's going towards digital. Like I said last night at the book too, I tried to pay with a 20. It looked like I was paying with a check because we're going digital. People looking at me like, you don't have no card, it's not digital. So I think he's smart in the aspect that we are going digital, deal with it. Might as well have a strategy for it and use it. And Ghana's they're pretty much more forward than most countries. We know Jack Dorsey and Jay-Z starting to set up a fund there. Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, a lot of those countries are way ahead in the cryptocurrency or digital currency game, I should say. And hopefully they adopt Bitcoin. So shout out to him. This is a base hit, and hopefully we get closer to Bitcoin adoption from this country.
There we go. Nabi said, I came for the singing. I'm removing my like. Hilarious. Other people know S1 does say, I waved white flag. Like button has been pushed. Trap Zero said, hitting the like so Zay can stop hurting my ears. There we go. Thank you. I'm with Trap Zero, man. Listen, we can't have this man sing. Look, come in and smash those likes. I want to give a shout out to Parabolic Brap. Said, I'm on the roof working, watching, and liking. F with me. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Out here roofing and still watching. Much appreciate Parabolic. And hope you stay cool up there, brother. Be safe up there. All right. Who else we got? What's going on? Danny Sharp. Hello. Bohemian Gardens says Zay has tears coming out from your coffin. Let's see. Mr. G, the recycling guy. Bitcoin is global, over financialized. Westerners not connecting the dots fast enough. So I definitely agree with you on that. And here's the crazy thing. We were talking about this before the show when it comes to the vaccine and there, like people saying you have to have your cards to come in or whatever. It's whether it's a vaccine card, fiat currency or whatever, this is how things are going to change. And I'm already seeing it happen. And that's who has the most money in the room. Point blank, period. When you can start funding your own stuff, you can do it how you want. And when it comes to crypto, I can already see the changes slowly happening because now, I mean, just looking at us, when we do business or operate, we're like, no, we're not going to do it. And we're not going to explain why and buy. Like,
Yeah, we
it's
don't
just
need
that's take it or leave it. We don't need your, like, when you don't need other people's resources, people, like, that is a very powerful thing. When you don't need anyone else's resources and you can do everything you want every day, all day on your own. You have the ability to go on stage and piss off a whole organization and get away with it because you don't need people's resources. So that's one of the things that I do want to remind people. And I say that because I don't think people realize the power of Bitcoin being global or the power of Bitcoin of itself, because people are still trying to bargain. You still got Israel talking about, well, over 61K. And it's like, all right, well, I'll just take my money and move. What's going to happen? Like, what are you going to do when your citizens start saying, I'll just take my money and move? Or, okay, I'll just do this way then. I won't operate within the government's rules and regulations. Like, when you have this brain drain that will essentially happen, this financial flight, this capital flight, once that happens, watch how quick people start to get back on board and say, okay. Maybe we were going crazy as far as tracking Bitcoin. Maybe we could just XYZ, and then they'll start to make concessions. Don't believe me? Look at the Bitcoin market right now. No one wanted it this far. JP Morgan didn't want this. MasterCard didn't want this. Banks didn't want. No one wanted it this far already, and they've already made concessions. Let me ask you this. If you're in an uncomfortable situation with another human being, would you start to make concessions? I don't feel comfortable around you, but okay, I'll allow you to touch my neck and hair now. Okay, I'll allow you to touch my shoulder. No, you ain't touching me, period. I'm not making no concessions. Like, you're not going to touch me, we have a problem. But instead, they're making concessions. So trust and believe. As you start to grow your crypto stash and portfolio and everything else, watch the power and autonomy that comes with it. And we're still early in the game. Watch what happens with Bitcoin. I'm telling you now, when Bitcoin cross 100K people, 100-something K, oh, it's going to be hard to tell me anything.
Well, yeah, it's going to be real hard. It's going to be real hard to have a conversation with me about anything.
It's hard to have a conversation now, but it's going to be super hard to tell me anything. So just trust that the power of crypto will unleash itself as the price and value continues to go up in fiat, because that's when the rest of the world, especially the Western world, for whatever reason, you see all the memes. It's like Bitcoin at 30,000, no one buys it. Bitcoin at 66,000, the line's out the door.
Exactly.
Whatever. If that's how people want to play it, cool. But just trust and believe. All you need to do is keep stacking your sats, and you'll be fine. Assume Coutledge, good morning to you, and thank you for the tip. Other than that, that is a show for today. Bitcoin Zay, do you have anything?
One quick thing for those who are asking, this weekend, if you're in Atlanta, come join me, Club Platinum, July 31st, 7 to 9 p.m. Meet up in book signing. I'll be there for the second stop on the book tour. We'll be there trying to show the power of Bitcoin to our stripping sisters, and also try and get QR codes on stripper heels. Also try and introduce NFT, see what they think about it. So we're gonna have a good time. Come on out if you're in Atlanta, 7 to 9 p.m. And appreciate everybody that came last night. Great event. It is on our channel, the live event, the presentation for Bitcoin Charlotte. So appreciate that.
Shout out to you. I actually jumped in that live stream yesterday. Shout out to you. You had the meetup in Charlotte. It looked pretty good. I saw a lot of interesting questions coming out. And that's what it is about, because it just was probably about 30, 40 people in there.
Yeah, about 40 people. And yeah, it was great. And all it takes is food and everything.
And all it takes is one. All it takes is one to change something. And you all have to remember where he's doing these meetups at. Like, we underplay it, but it needs to be said. Him doing these meetups in Charlotte, Charlotte is a banking capital. It's Bank of America's headquarters. So to go in Bank of America's backyard and to have a Bitcoin meetup, that is very powerful. And I mean, you get 40 people in one room in Charlotte, I guarantee you at least one of them works for Bank of America. Like, I am almost guaranteeing that people.
At least one, if not
at least one. You just can't get around it. So shout out to Bitcoin Zay for continuing to do. And I'm going to say one last thing too. He don't need to do these meetups, people. Let me tell you that. He does not need to do meetups at all. Clearly, I don't do them because I know I don't need to do them, nor do. But I'm telling you, he doesn't need to do the meetups. So for you to still be spending your time pounding the pavement, talking to the community, like, that's what's up. CoinDesk got the right person for community and crypto for sure, because
you gotta touch the people
out in the community.
Yeah, gotta touch the people, whether it's kids, whether it's older people, whether it's strippers, whether it's business people. It doesn't matter to me.
Man,
I'm gonna go
Bitcoin
touch the
pastor.
people. Hey, I'm gonna go touch the people. Yeah, exactly.
Wait, is Bitcoin Zay over here? What you call it? Are you low key jockeying position for the next Bitcoin Jesus position?
Bitcoin Jesus.
It's
Let me tell you something about my God. Bitcoin Jesus.
Wait, Loki, I think is a vacant position too. I don't think, is there any Bitcoin? Roger Ver vacated it once he went Bcash. I think they kind of, no, did they give it to anybody? Andreas is like the godfather. Did anybody else get the moniker? I think it's still wide open.
I don't know.
Oh, Zay, put in one more year of work. Come
One
on.
more year of work. He can become Bitcoin Jesus. Ah, man.
Oh, that'd be crazy. Crypto culture. Thank you for the tip. Kenzie said, come to Tampa. I'll treat y'all well. Listen, I got a buddy in Tampa. Actually, he owns a pretty big business there. He's doing great. It's another veteran I serve with. So I do need to go back. I went to Tampa one time for his wedding. And goodness gracious, like you all have more strip clubs than McDonald's down there, crypto culture. What's going on in Tampa? Like they literally have more strip clubs than McDonald's. It is crazy out there. And then, yep. You know, and also one thing we've been pondering, people, we may soon, hopefully this year, if not maybe next year, we'll do a gym and a crypto tour as well, because we have been seeing everybody say, hey, come to this city, come to that city. We definitely want to make it to these cities to see all of you as well. And it'll be a good reason to get back traveling once this whole virus thing's all over with. And on that, we're going to end the show. 248 likes and 248 people watching. Shout out to the Crypto Warriors.
That's what we're talking about.
Thank you for making that algorithm go. And yes, Tony Nolly, make sure you all join Bitcoin Zay's Bitcoin flop. He is the shepherd. And yes, we'll be making that happen. You got any last minute announcements?
That's it for me. Appreciate you all. See you tomorrow.
All right, smash that like and share. Yes. Hey, you know tomorrow, fuck Bitcoin Fridays. Everybody who got an issue with something we said this week, call in. We love to talk to you.